Alright, I'm sick, and I thought the best way to relax and unwind while I recover was to record myself attempting to fix a very strange bug in this game I'm working on. So I will be doing a game dev session, one of those things that I do randomly every once in a great while. Let me show you what the bug is. I don't know what exactly is going on under the hood, but that's the whole point of this. But what happens is, if I go into a split screen battle and I start a battle where blue team is player 2, I've always done player 1 as green team, because I discovered this bug while playtesting the split screen mode. If I start a battle with blue team as player 2, I don't even have to do anything. I just have to be in the battle. I can exit right out. Doing that must be putting the game in some really weird state. That's what I've narrowed it down to. The actual thing that happened during playtesting was several battles, and then when we switched to playing single player, suddenly you died, but there was no game over screen. I spent some time narrowing down the minimum amount of things and in what order that I had to do to get this glitch to occur, and it really is simply just starting a split screen battle with blue team player 2, and then going to a single player battle, and then dying. Like, you can see the game is just soft locked. Well, not really. I can exit out, and I could probably even retry, but there's no game over screen for some reason. So obviously, the first thing to figure out is, ignore that item box, is why. So honestly, I'm not even sure where to start. The best thing I can think of is go to the part of the code where the game over screen comes up and kind of work backwards. See what might not be happening to cause the screen to not come up. Okay, on game over, here we go. This is the code that checks the lose condition. If players alive is 0. So we know that the player is dying, but we know that the screen isn't coming up. So the reason the screen comes up is because in my game state manager, I'm transitioning to the game over state. That brings up the screen as part of it. The thing that I am going to be interested in is the game over state and also the in-game state, which are both conveniently here. So for in-game, when we transition to game over, we transition to end state. That just actually ends the game, turns on the letterboxing, and makes the HUD go away. You know, that's just the thing that happens on the in-game side. And on the game over side, on transition from in-game state, we do the transition from in-game. There's a second of pause. Early open brings up the screen without any UI. Open actually brings up the screen with UI. The buttons only become interactable after it's faded in all the way. So obviously we're not getting here, but I do think we are getting here. I'm pretty sure, but I still need to check that, because looking at the logs, well, actually that's the thing. I exited the game by quitting back to the main menu. That will also end the game. So there actually is no guarantee at all that this is getting called. So really, my strategy for stuff like this is to just put debug logs and see if they get called. So what I'll do is I'll start from something that definitely happens, and that's the player dying. What I'm going to do is make sure each piece of code is called. We're going to start with battle on game over, just to see if that's even called. It should be, because we're dying, but that's the thing. I don't know what's going on, so I have to find out. So I'm going to have to reproduce the bug a whole bunch of times, but that was the whole point of trying to narrow it down to the minimum required steps, is so that it is so easy to reproduce. Like, I'm getting into the flow of it now, but for something like this, it would be faster to put myself in a situation where I could die far more quickly. And I've actually modified some values so that I can just die in one hit, and I know that that does not affect the bug, because the bug, I could reproduce the bug in the original build. Okay, I don't see that log anywhere, so that's interesting. So that means we're not even getting to this point. So we work backwards down the chain until something does get called. So this is called from game mode. Player died. So that's what I'll do. I'll just make sure that player died is being called. That's the thing. We work backwards up the chain until we figure out where the breakage is. It's just that we're blind and we have to feel the chain to figure out where it's broken. And okay, I haven't tested this yet. I don't know if player 1 has to be green team, but I'm pretty sure player 2 has to be blue team. But that's the thing, I haven't really confirmed yet. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that I have a very consistent way of reproducing the glitch, and that's all that really matters, because I will eventually narrow down what is going wrong. Now, this was kind of a dumb idea, because they're going to be shooting at my base instead of me. So I'm going to have to... Never mind, okay. So, okay, here we go. Player died, player 1. So we we're already pretty close. We can see that somewhere in here, so players alive count might not be 0. It might not even be active. There's a few things that could be wrong. So I will check as many as I can. We'll check the current state, we'll check how many players are alive, and we'll see which players. I think I already know the bug. It's checking all the players. It might even be checking players that are not in play. That might actually just be the bug, but that's the thing. We can just go ahead and check. This might end up being a pretty short video, actually. So now we're going to get a whole bunch of logs that are going to tell us which failure can... Did that just go through me? I think it might have went under me or over me. Okay, we have... Oh, sure enough, player 2, because it's 0 indexed, is still active. So that, in fact, is the bug. So I think instead of players.length, player count, how is that set? Oh, player count is set exactly how I want it to be set. It's actually the number of currently in play players, not the number of players in the array, which is going to be 4. So that should actually just be the bug fixed. I should be able to do the exact same set of things that I did before and see that bug fixed. Let's test it. There we go. The bug is fixed. That was actually pretty short because it was actually a really simple thing that was wrong. Just a really easy mistake to make. But those are the kind of bugs that I like the most. Actually, that's a lie. There are some mistakes that are so dumb that it infuriates me. But this was one of those that really simple mistake that made it really easy to track down. So yeah, that's that. Normally, these take so much longer. I do not think I can stress just how much longer these usually take. But hey, that's refreshing. Makes for a nice, short, digestible video. So, I know this is not the kind of thing that my demographic would enjoy. I don't know what my demographic is, but I'm pretty sure that this is not that interesting. But if you did watch all the way through, thanks. I'm not going to make any promises, but I would like to make a video showing off this game soon. But until then, there's going to be a link in the description, link in the pinned comment, where you can try out Cardboard Cats Battle Royale. It is free. It's got split-screen multiplayer, so if you've got a friend and you've got some controllers, you could play with a friend. No online multiplayer yet, but yeah, it's a minimum viable product. The prototype works, and I would be really excited to see what you guys think of it. So thanks for watching, and bye.